I am not prepared. Wait a second. That didn't come out right. So this week I've been trying to play my Demon Hunter a little bit. Made one just to learn the class, and melee's not really my spec, but it's been interesting. Demon Hunter has sort of an interesting aspect to it. I've heard it said that it has a Z-axis to its gameplay, and basically what that means is that with the rest of our classes that we play, we don't have this double jump or all the mobility back and forth that Demon Hunter has. And what that does is it allows Demon Hunter to get into some places of maps that no other class can get to. So that got me thinking, are there new strategies that I could come up with using some of the unique mobility features that Demon Hunters have? And if not, at least can I figure out what sorts of hacks are people going to be using, and are there ways to get around them or prepare for them in rated BGs? So the first thing I started looking into is, are there places in BGs near nodes that a Demon Hunter can get to that nobody else can get to? And the thought here is that a big part of base sitting is that you need to be able to counteract a rogue coming up and being able to sap and then blind you and eventually get a ninja cap. Now, one thought is that Demon Hunters might just have enough mobility that they can stand farther away from a flag and yet still get there before the rogue can fully cap. That's one possibility. I haven't tested it out. But another thought is that if they can get somewhere where a rogue just can't get to, they can't sap or can't be sapped, then that's a great defense in itself. Demon Hunters could be, in some cases, ideal base sitters. Once I started looking into this, I started to find a few places where, through some clever jump puzzles, I was able to get to places that I never imagined my character would stand in a BG. And from that point, it occurred to me, hey, if I grab the flag and bring it up here, that effectively stalls a game, which can be a useful tactic in an RBG if you're ahead. Some places I think Blizzard needs to just finish walling them off, because they would effectively be cheats, and I won't go through those in this video. But there are some that I think are debatable, where though there are places that Demon Hunters can get to and nobody else can, range can still reach them, and that could add some variety to BGs that we haven't had in a while. Here in Eye of the Storm at BET, I'm able to jump on these floating lamps out in front, and then fairly easily jump onto the second level on the outside of the building. I did try grabbing the flag in mid and bringing it up here, and I held it for a long time until a bunch of mages came along. Some might think that this is completely unfair, but on the same token, I'm melee. Aside from throwing my glaive, there's not much I can do up here. If I were a healer or a ranged caster, it would be completely different. So that got me worrying. Is there a way that another caster or healer can get to me now that I'm up here? And Mistweaver monks happen to have an ability that if they talent into it, they can target me and effectively blink to my location. So I brought in a friend to try this in a few different places, and what we found is that if I'm on a different level in elevation, he got a path not found error when he tried to use that spell to get to me. So that's not as much of an issue as I had feared. It's one. Are there others? Maybe. We'll see. Blizzard could come out with new stuff in future patches. One caveat is that I was able to use a swap blaster that I bought on the auction house to swap places with a Mistweaver monk and put them in some places that Mistweaver monks normally don't get to. That said, swap blasters aren't allowed in RBGs, just in regular battlegrounds. The next thing I looked at was flag carrying. Now, in Deepwind Gorge, there are certain classes that make for great flag carriers, and in the past it hasn't always been a rogue which was traditionally a flag carrier in a lot of the other maps, at least in WoD. However, in Deepwind Gorge, none of the movement abilities seem to be restricted when Demon Hunters carry flags. I can still do Fell Rush over and over and over again, and still carry that cart, no problem. In Warsong Gulch, I found a nice trick for ditching gullible melee that were beaten on me by simply jumping off the edge and then using Vengeful Retreat to get back. In this case, several melee jumped off the edge after me, wanting to hug close to do their DPS, but I was able to stay up on the upper level and they had to run around. It's nice because no priest is needed. Demon Hunters can do it all by themselves. So Demon Hunters might be the next flag carriers easily. So questions for the comments section this week. First off, what do you think will be the primary role of Demon Hunters in RBGs in Legion? Do they make decent base hitters? Are they just secondary base hitters? Will they be your flag carriers or your target callers? Let me know. I also want to know, do you have ideas for strats on how to either use Demon Hunters creatively without being cheaters? I hate cheaters, to be honest. But is there ways that you could creatively use Demon Hunters in a strategy in an RBG that isn't cheating? And are there ways to counter those strats? Do you send more ranged, or do you stack more ranged in your comp? Do you need your own Demon Hunter in every group to be able to counteract an attacking Demon Hunter that's pulling crazy stuff? Let me know in the comments below. I'm looking forward to reading your comments and your questions every week. I really enjoy that, and we'll see you next week. Wait, I need a bigger mount.
You have a ground link?
2.
I think it'll make you huge up there. Holy shit.
Clicking fire on the flag.
Well, that's...
Oh, I can.
Oh. The flag is on fire.